Today we're on a mission to find out how much money makes somebody rich. Is it $1 million? Is it $10 million? I don't know. Now I know you're thinking, Wes, you could probably Google this question, and you can. When I asked Google, Google said $1.9 million net worth is what makes somebody rich. It also says that the average net worth of a household in the United States is less than half of that, which is honestly not surprising. But $1.9 million, I don't know if that's the answer you get if you just ask people. So I decided that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna walk around the sign until we get the answer.
Let's say 50 million.
50 million? All right.
You're the one wearing the Yeezys, my guy.
That's true. I should probably pick different shoes.
Rich is like, you've got to have at least 5 million, I think.
Okay, 5 million, good. 'Cause some guy over there said 50 million. And I think at 5 million, you're pretty rich.
This economy, maybe 5 or 10 million.
Opinion survey, anybody wants to take part?
I think happiness makes you rich.
Oh, happiness?
I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you.
Oh, a 2 million net worth is good. And then the guy is like 30 who said that.
Right, it's
Then
different
you-
than a
and
guy
then
who's
you give me-
80.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
80 and he's like, oh, 1 million is good. Yeah,
Yeah.
net worth is a weird metric to go by because it's dependent on your age.
Opinion survey, what do you guys think? How much makes you rich? No, you don't want? All right, you don't know? Okay, fair enough. Good answer. This video is a bit of a nightmare. Apparently, whenever you write money on a sign and hold it up and walk around a city, people think you're homeless and they ignore you. Literally, people glance at it and look away from me and call my brother. My brother's in Alberta. Let's see what he says. What do you think is the minimum amount of money before you're like, that person is rich? What do you think?
Net worth. I'm thinking 10 million in my head. I think that person's rich.
10 milli! All right.
2 million.
2 million? Holy crap, Mom, I gotta be honest, you are right in there. When you Google this question, it comes up with 1.9 million.
Minimum number in 2022, I would say like 10 million.
Owning your home and $1 million plus in the bank or in assets.
All right, so factor in the home and then put a number. What do you think?
2.5.
Like $25,000.
$25,000. That is the lowest number anyone's ever said. Great.
Oh, are you serious? I said $250,000, not $25,000.
Oh, okay. I think it's okay, sorry.
Sorry, I just said it wrong. $250,000.
Like net worth, like down to your, you have boots, jeans, and a t-shirt on, and then you've sold everything else.
Yeah.
I think that and the cash, like your sort of assets of that or whatever, are $3 million. I think that's where rich starts. At $3 million, you can buy a $1.6 million house, and then, if you invest the rest, you're probably looking at say between 5 and 6% return in the stock market. You're looking at, an annualized income of like $75K just from your money working. And at that level, you don't have to do a heck of a lot more to have a pretty lavish lifestyle, over $1 million in the bank, and living in, almost a multi-million-dollar home. So I think that's entry-level rich.
After I got those answers, I was actually more intrigued by the sheer differences I was getting. So I decided to put it on social media and just ask whoever wanted to answer. It didn't take long, and I got flooded with responses. But the responses, as you can imagine, on the internet were not all serious. Some of them were saying enough to buy a hamburger or a full tank of gas. And other people threw out some outlier responses, which I did have to get rid of. I wasn't going to take the ones that said 200 billion and 1 billion, and I wasn't going to take the ones that said $3. Like, those just had to go. So I took every reasonable response, but they still varied from 50,000 to 50 million. And that blows my mind. So all said and done, when I talked to the strangers on the street, called some friends and family, and opened it up to the internet, I got 48 reasonable responses. I added it all up and did the average. The average I got with all 48 people was $3.9 million. That's what people feel like, yeah, that makes somebody rich. The most common response on the internet survey was $1 million. 12 people said $1 million. So I thought that was kind of interesting, with the lowest one being 50,000 and the highest one on the internet being 13 million. The people I talked to on the street or on the phone, their average was a lot higher. I mean, one person said 50 million and he didn't seem like he was joking. And a lot of people said 5 million, 10 million. It was very common. The lowest one I got talking to someone in person was 250,000. So it's very interesting. When I combined all that though, it still comes out at $3.9 million, which honestly, before this started, I in my heart sort of felt like 3 million was, what I thought. So Google saying 1.9 does feel a little bit low, especially if you live in a major city. Like, I'm from Vancouver and I live in Toronto. A lot of my friends are in LA or New York. All of those cities, $1.9 million, that barely gets you a house. Like, that's just the state of the world. So 1.9 million doesn't really feel like a lot. You're not a rich person, you're just a person with a house. I'm not saying you're not doing extremely well if you can afford a house. I'm just saying, to me, that's not rich. Rich is like, I got extra, I got lots extra. And lo and behold, the internet came together and came up with a more interesting answer than Google. And with $3.9 million, I feel like, yeah, that's a rich person. This worked out so well, I'm glad I wasn't alone, because when I read the $1.9 million on Google, I thought, that didn't feel right. I don't think that's what people would say. It doesn't even matter if it's true or not. I just want to know what people think. I honestly am thrilled with the answers we got. This average looks really good to me. I think we did really well. And this isn't over yet. Let's check the comments. That's what we're here for. What do you think? What is the minimum amount? I'd love to hear it.